In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to install an M.2 drive in your computer. On the motherboard, this happens to be the Samsung Evo 960. This is a 1 terabyte drive, and to do this installation is really simple. You're going to take a star screwdriver. Obviously, you've already opened your computer case, and you will find your M.2 slots usually near your graphics card. Sometimes they're a little bit tucked away. You can see there is another one there. So this gigabyte motherboard happens to have 3 M.2 drive bays. So you're just going to unscrew that. So I've already done that. So unscrew it and gently take that out, keeping in mind there is a lip there. So when you extract it, try and move it in that direction and you'll peel that out. And if you're wondering what this at the back here is, this is actually a heat transfer material. What it does is when your M.2 is actually installed, not all motherboards have this, but what it does is it allows these little chips here to dissipate the heat through this thermal rubber to this alloy, and then it can actually dissipate into your case and be blown out with the fan. So what we need to do now, as you can see, I've already put it on here, and what happens is it does get a bit sticky. There you can see it's almost sticky. Don't worry, just gently peel it off, and there it comes off again. All right, so what we need to do now is decide on the size. As you can see, this is not the full length M.2. This is a little bit shorter. There are different lengths of M.2. That is why there is a hole there and a screw thread there. So, right, now installing this M.2, you'll find that there are different size M.2. So you'll see that there are 3 posts positions here, this one and there and there. Now keep in mind, this one you must not try and remove. It looks like you can remove it by twisting it off, but you don't want to do that because that is where the heat shield is actually fastened onto, and I think that is actually soldered onto the board. So my advice is don't remove that. Now, not all motherboards have the heat sink, so on another motherboard you might find that this is the procedure up to the point of installing the post. So what happens is, what I've found is I've got a spare post. That's what the post looks like. It's got threads on the one side and it's got a little hole on the other side. And the reason for that hole is actually to allow the M.2 to screw into it. And what we'll have to do is just get a little screw to thread onto that post. Now, when you buy your motherboard, you should be getting some of these spares that come with it. So if you didn't get these spares when you're doing the M.2 installation, you must know that you are going to need this very small screw. You can see it's flat, and the reason why it's flat is, remember that this heatsink is going to have to sit on top there. But as I said, not all motherboards come with a heatsink option. So what you'll do now is you'll install the post. You just thread it in. You can do it finger tight, it's fine. There we go, that is sufficient. And now I'm going to install the M.2, keeping in mind that this is the top side and the back looks like that. So it only goes one way, and you can see there's a recess there. And what happens is this must be pressed in at a horizontal. Don't come in and try and shove it at an angle. It's got to be horizontal when you insert it into the slot here. There we go. And as you can see, I did that while it was horizontal, and you can be quite firm. You can press it in quite firmly, make sure it's making good contact. And now what you'll do is you'll just install that flat screwdriver, the flat screw. And the reason why I say flat is the head doesn't have much height, and that goes just over there, and you put the screw in like so. It would help if it's magnetized. If you do drop the screw in there, don't panic. Just remove the M.2 and just grab the screw from where it fell. Right, so you do not have to over tighten this. You just once it gets once it offers you some resistance, just do like an 1/8 or a 16th of a turn, and that's it. Stop at that point. Don't over tighten it. Now that is now installed on some motherboards. That will be the end of this installation because it doesn't have the additional heatsink as this Designaire Gigabyte motherboard has. So I'm now going to install this little heatsink. I'm just going to make sure that this thermal material is placed in the center, and I'm going to insert that. There's a little lip there. Remember, it's not it doesn't go with the M.2. There's another space above it, please note, and then that goes on top. And this screw lines up with that post, which I said is just for the fastening of the heatsink. And as I said, not all motherboards have this. And that is it. You tighten that and you're good to go. The M.2 is now installed. Thanks for watching. Cheers.